My name is Sura. I'm a meditation coach and trainer, founder of Sura Flow. Today, excited to talk to you about a subject, releasing suffering and accepting with confidence, the healing power of accepting with confidence. I've worked as a meditation coach and trainer for over a decade. Something that I have noticed in working with students and clients across the globe is when we get stuck on a thought or a stressor, a story that causes us suffering, and it keeps spinning in the mind, and it's hard to find our way out of that. Why does that happen? So say something happens, it doesn't feel good. Now you're playing it over and over in your mind again and again. And it's like being on a record that goes around in a circle over and over. And the brain actually does this naturally. The brain has a tendency to do this because it's trying to figure out what happened. It's processing the event so that you won't repeat it again. And it's a natural survival mechanism. So if you find yourself doing this, know that your brain is, in a sense, hardwired to play these events that cause us suffering over and over again as a way to process them and heal from them. And something that I've noticed in working with clients and students for a long time is that oftentimes what causes the suffering of a thought or story is that there's an ambiguity around it. There isn't a clarity of what happened, and there's a lack of understanding around what truly happened and a lack of insight. So I just want to say that again, when there's ambiguity around suffering and the thoughts around suffering, that's what causes more the suffering, is the lack of clarity. It's the lack of clarity of what happened, what you were experiencing, what the miscommunication was, what the experience was. And once you gain the clarity by actually letting yourself be specific, and I'm going to walk you through an experience of this where you're able to pull out the specifics of what happened and accept the truth of what happened, it becomes really clear and you're able to release yourself from that yucky, sticky, weird experience, whatever it might have been. Maybe it was traumatizing even. It caused so much stress that it's just like, you feel different afterwards. You don't feel quite the same. You feel maybe off balance or off kilter, and you just want to get back to center, get back to yourself again, your own confidence, your own knowing, your spirit, your spunk, that light inside of you. So we don't want to drain our energy or drain our light into past painful experiences because we didn't understand them, right? And once we gain that clarity, everything can shift. And it's a really powerful practice. It's a guided meditation coaching session, which is the combination of meditation together with coaching to provide powerful, natural insights for yourself. Wherever you are, let yourself find a comfortable seated position. If you can't sit, you can also lie down. And, just situate your body so that your spine is nice and tall and your shoulders are relaxed down your back. And take a breath. Inhale, breathe in from the base of your spine all the way up through the spine to the top of your head, pausing at the top. And then exhale, releasing back down through the spine, all the way down to the tip of the spine, and becoming aware of the very tip, the tailbone of the spine. So just notice if you can imagine what your tailbone looks like and feels like. And let's take a few breaths into the tailbone. So you're just going to breathe in again, fully into the tailbone, up through the spine, top of the head, and exhale back down through the central line of the body, back down through the tailbone. And imagine that there's a root growing from your tailbone deep into the earth, just like a tree trunk. You can make it big like a tree trunk with deep roots growing into the earth. Notice what that's like to just connect to the earth's energy and feel the support of the earth energy. Breathing in again. Now let's breathe in from the earth to the tailbone, through the spine to the top of the head. Focusing on the breath, breathing down through the spine, all the way through tailbone, root to the earth. Feel that connection and that stability. Absorb the energy of the earth as you breathe in, root, tailbone, all the way up, top of the head. And exhale back down through the central line, connecting your center to the center of the earth. Just breathing and being here. Breathing and being here, present in this moment. And notice what helps you to be present, fully dropping into your body and your breath, fully being in this breath. Relaxing into your body. And we're going to let ourselves become aware. So become aware of yourself sitting in the room and breathing, and opening up your awareness through your intention, the awareness of yourself. And just imagine, just by putting out in front of you like a bubble or a television out in front of you about a foot or two in front, the event that you're still torn up about, or you feel confused, or it's just running in your head over and over and over again, just put it out in front of you so that you have a little bit of distance from it, so you can look at it with an objective perspective and just be neutral. So again, sense that connection to the earth, your groundedness and your connection, and the awareness of yourself, becoming aware of this event that, or experience that has stressed you and caused you some pain and tension. And the first thing I invite you to do is whatever has caused you pain, whether it was your own actions or somebody else's actions, just go through now and accept with confidence what has happened. So if this person has triggered you or hurt you, just accept that that person's actions happened. And just practice this. Just notice what it's like to go through and name the things that were hurtful. Name every single thing that you feel stressed and confused or hurt by. And just quietly accept, yeah, that happened. And don't just accept it, but have some confidence with it. Like, this happened, and then I felt mad, I felt sad, and then this happened. So just kind of go through that story, because what happens is the mind rejects part of the story. So when the mind isn't accepting, you're going to see what happens when you start to accept. What happens when you consciously accept everything that happened? So accept those painful actions, those painful experiences. And notice your own internal response. So maybe somebody betrayed you, and just saying, I accept with confidence this person betrayed me. And now begin to accept your feelings of what happened. So maybe you felt, appalled, or you felt enraged, whatever the feeling was. Go through now and accept all the emotions and the feelings you felt in that experience, and name everything specifically, every little thing that peeved you, every tiny little, go ahead and just say, I accept, this happened. Notice when the mind doesn't want to accept. But notice what happens when you just say, I accept with confidence this crappy thing that happened. Accept it fully, completely, wholeheartedly. I accept it. Just go through the list of all the things. And just take a few breaths. Breathe into it. Release all the doubt of what you thought woulda, coulda, shoulda happened. Really let that go. If there was any doubt of what you thought you perceived, release it and trust your experience of what happened. Notice what it's like to fully trust your own experience. What did you receive from this experience? What did you learn? You accept this experience didn't feel good, and this experience was painful and hurtful and stressful. But what did you receive? What did you learn? What was the greater learning that happened? That is happening. Maybe it's a clearer sense of self. Maybe it's boundaries. Your voice, being in your power, being in your knowing, in your center. What is it? And now consciously say, if there's another person involved, or if it's yourself, whoever it is that you're projecting the pain and the blame upon, say, I accept you for who you are. I accept you fully, with confidence, as you are, exactly the way you are. If it's yourself, I accept with confidence who I am, fully as I am. I accept. I accept that this happened. And notice your own experience. Releasing the idea and releasing the expectation of what woulda, coulda, shoulda happened. Blowing through the idea, the ideal, the woulda, coulda, shoulda of what happened by just accepting exactly what happened as it is. As it is. Whether you like something or you don't like something, accepting it with confidence. Accepting it with confidence, then noticing what happens when you do that. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathe into the center of your being. Invite in your inner knowing. And exhale, breathe out. Ground yourself to the earth. Breathe in again your inner knowing and your power, your truth. And exhale, ground down. Connecting to the stability of the earth. And as you're ready, you can start to open your eyes and notice how you feel. So basically what happens is, and again, if you're joining us late, I said at the beginning, after many years of meditation coaching, what causes the stress and the angst and the suffering is that there's an ambiguity about what happened, right? There's a confusion and ambiguity, so your mind keeps processing, and your mind's like, that should not have happened. It should have been like this. If that person was more self-aware, or if I was better, then it would have happened like this, So there's a constant reconciliation that's trying to happen. The mind is trying to process what has happened, but it gets stuck in a loop. It can't get out of, and it can't break out of what happened because it won't accept fully what has happened. Unless you accept it, then the mind won't stop spinning. The mind refuses to accept. So it's going, well, if that person would have done this, and if it would have been like, and they did it right, but they didn't do it right, and they were wrong, and they, and so the mind keeps ping-ponging. It doesn't settle. And acceptance allows everything to settle down. And then when you do it with confidence and you say, and you claim it, it's like taking all these balls. So what happens is the mind, if you're juggling, the mind has all these balls and these plates spinning continuously, and it's hectic, it's just chaos, and it keeps going in the same direction. It's unproductive thinking. And the moment you accept it, what you're doing is you're grounding it. It's like taking one of those plates and grounding it to the earth. It can't spin anymore. There's no more spinning and confusion. And same, when we get gaslit by somebody and they say, no, that's not what happened. That's not who I am. It was you. And then if we just accept, okay, that person gaslit me and left it at that, tried to gaslight me, and you just accept that that's what happened, and maybe accept that that's the way they navigate. Before they ever met you, it had nothing to do with you. You just happened to be in their sphere, and they weren't victimizing you. It's just the only way they know how to operate. And you just accept very clearly and peacefully, that's the way they are, and I accept who they are. But when you keep fighting inside the mind, and you fight for the position or what was supposed to happen or coulda, woulda, shoulda happened, then that's where the suffering and all your energy starts to drain out of you, because you're stuck in a negative feedback loop, and you need to claim your energy and your power back from that experience and get in the present moment where you can actually create something beautiful and have a positive focus, a positive intention, and gather all that energy back to yourself. So it's a very empowering, healing exercise to go through and consciously accept every little thing that caused you pain and that you didn't like, and you didn't like about that person, and that person's crappy, the world is, crappy, you're moving in this. If you accept it first, then you're empowered to make even a bigger change. That is the paradox. When you are out of the state of confusion, angst, tension, and all that gripping, then there's just peace. And that you can work with. That's a productive place to be in, is a peaceful, grounded, clear space. It doesn't matter if somebody was crappy to you in the past. You can see it clearly and move on. You can just see it for what it is and move on. You don't take it on. You don't take it personally. You don't make it about you being a victim. You're able to see it with higher awareness through meditation. You'll start to access, right? A higher awareness around our own thinking that causes our own suffering. But we still keep thinking it's somebody else causing the suffering. It's actually us. We're carrying it into the present moment over and over again with our thoughts, with our mind. So you have to learn how to master your mind, not allow those tentacles of thoughts to reach out in every direction and grip around something that's really painful. It's very distracting. It's a horrible way to spend your attention, right? We want to bring our attention, make it clear, let it be focused, let it be present. And that's such a great gift onto ourselves.